Heavy rainfall and strong winds to move into southern Baja California Friday evening and well into Saturday. And that's a brief look at the weather forecast, courtesy of Wonderground.com and yours truly, Joe Haffner, here on First Cup. Let's cue the birthday music, shall we? And take a little sip of coffee there to kill the time, as it were. And first of all, before I get into celebrity birthdays, wish to pass along a happy birthday to my good friend and former co-worker Pam McCumber, celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday. And Pam, you share this birthday with many other people, including I Dream of Jeannie's Barbara Eden. She is 82. Wow. Barbara Eden is 82? I don't want to see her in that costume anymore, do you? Not these days. Much prefer the pictures from 50 years ago. Richard Sanders is 73. You remember him? Les Nessman on WKRP in Cincinnati. He is 73. Knew a guy that worked in a radio station in Kansas City years ago, and he said that Richard Sanders came to a studio one day to read markets, and he did it in the character of Les Nessman. A lot of people weren't convinced that it was, in fact, the Les Nessman. You know, more music and less Nessman. That Les Nessman, yeah. Cheers, Shelley Long is 64 today, and NBA star and troublemaker Kobe Bryant turns 35. Again, if you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday. All right, we already did Today in History, and market information is a little screwy today. For some reason, I was unable to get a comprehensive report. However, I do wish to pass along, though, that the United States stock market showed again on Thursday that it remained vulnerable to technological breakdowns, even as regulators and market operators work to keep up with trading that is increasingly electronic and driven by speed. The latest trouble shut down trading on the NASDAQ market, and it's more than 3,000 stocks, including some of the most popular among investors like Apple and Google, for more than 3 hours Thursday afternoon. The disruption on the nation's second largest stock market after the New York Stock Exchange reverberated up and down Wall Street, affecting other markets as investors cautiously stepped back. Brokers scrambling to trade elsewhere discovered that they could not complete trades while in the dark about prices on the NASDAQ. Some expressed relief that the problems came in August, typically a slow time for Wall Street. NASDAQ officials said the halt was prompted by a problem with the data system that disseminates prices, and that its cause has been identified and addressed, but hasn't been fixed. That's a whole other thing. The breakdown came just after 2 days after Goldman Sachs accidentally sent out a barrage of errant trades that disrupted the exchanges where options are bought and sold. The 2 episodes have amplified questions about the reliability and integrity of financial markets that companies depend on to raise money and Americans trust with their retirement savings. More than a year ago, the eagerly awaited market debut of Facebook shares was marred by a delay and technical problems. In May of 2010, you might remember that computer malfunctions were blamed for the flash crash when a flurry of stocks plunged to $1 or less, and the Dow Jones Industrials average plummeted more than 700 points in just a matter of minutes. While regulators and market participants have taken several steps to strengthen their systems, the problems this week suggest that the flaws in the markets have not been fully repaired and may actually get worse. The persistence of technical flaws, each seemingly coming from a different part of the system, has been blamed on the complexity of the trading technology and the fragmentation of the market itself, in contrast to the days when the New York Stock Exchange competed only with the NASDAQ. Today there are 13 public exchanges competing in a fast-changing and low-margin business. Frustrations over the breakdowns represents an immediate challenge for the regulatory agency that oversees the stock markets, the Securities and Exchange Commission, and its new chairwoman, Mary Jo White. Now, last evening, Ms. White said in a statement that the paralysis at the NASDAQ was, quote, serious and should reinforce our collective commitment to addressing technological vulnerabilities of exchanges and other market participants, unquote. Now, despite the turmoil, stock prices ended largely unscathed yesterday. The NASDAQ Composite Index rose slightly after trading resumed at about 3:30 p.m. and finished the day up 1.1%. For much of the afternoon, the index was moving in a flat line across computer screens because none of the stocks in the index were trading. In addition, the Dow Jones Industrials climbed 66 points, closing at 14,963.74, and the S&P's 500 index rose 14 points, closing at 1,656.96. The bond market, interest rates were unchanged, with the yield on the 10-year Treasury note remaining at 2.89%, and the price of the benchmark 10-year Treasury note was the same as of late Wednesday at 96.2032. But many industry participants said it would take time to quantify the losses from yesterday's incident. For banks, the unexpected inability to trade particular stocks disrupted complicated trading strategies that rely on being able to buy and quickly sell in several markets at the same time. Broker-dealers lost revenue from the trading that should have been occurring. Volume of trading stocks listed on the NASDAQ exchange fell 34%, or $16 billion from where it had been the previous day. NASDAQ was already facing skepticism in the industry over its handling of the Facebook initial public offering, which was botched because of a flaw in a different part of NASDAQ's computer system. The market operator market operator paid a $10 million fine for its mishandling of the initial public offering, but a number of banks felt they were never fairly compensated for the losses they suffered as a result of the market operator's error. Wait for the helicopter to pass. Okay, keep flying. There we go. Straight and steady there, fella. Straight and steady. There you go. All right, there he goes. There, right now. Right. Number of industry participants were also unhappy with the way that NASDAQ executives, including the chief executive, Robert Griffield, withdrew from the public eye immediately after the problem, providing few explanations of what transpired. So that's a look at market information for you on this Friday. For more market information, we'll switch things over to our market experts on this edition of First Cup.
This September, our state lawmakers have the opportunity to make history.
Because for the first time in nearly 100 years, Missouri can stop spending and start growing.
By returning a budget surplus back to Missouri taxpayers.
And let Missouri families spend their money better than politicians.
Because we need to grow our economy, not the size of government.
Tell our state leaders 100 years is long enough.
Visit growmissouri.com to learn more.
Stop spending, start growing.
And what'd she say?
She said whatever.
No, she says that all the time.
What's that?
Hello? I'm on the phone. Mom, I'm on the phone! Hello? I'm on the phone.
Who's this? It's me. I'm on the phone. Mom.
Oh, you're on the phone. All right. Sorry. Anyway.
Who are you talking to? Kelly?
Mom.
All right.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you.
It's a kapooyah! Kapooyah!
Welcome back to First Cup for Friday, August 23rd, 2013. Yours truly, Joe Haffner, here at the controls and enjoying my first cup of coffee of the day. Who am I kidding? This is like my 10th or 11th cup by now. Anyway, it's time for news headlines as we get ready for this Friday. Before I play the open, I just realized the irony of it. I'm sitting here at Rotary Park in Kirksville, not too far from Rotary Park. It's literally about a quarter of a mile from here, just within walking distance. And I can look off to my left, and I can see the station that I last worked at in radio before I went solo. Just the irony that I'm broadcasting to the world via computer, not far from where I last worked in radio. At least I find it ironic. It's time for the news headlines, and here's the open.
Hello, Americans. This is Paul Harvey. Stand by for news.
Well, the news headlines today and news attacks. First of all, in Germany, a stoned bodybuilder sneaked onto the private plane used by the president of Germany. He stripped to his underpants, sprayed the fire extinguisher, released the emergency slide, and danced on the wing. Plus, I also understand he changed all of the FM radio presets. Wow. Can you imagine trying to do that in the United States? He'd be lucky if he could even get near the airport. Canon is set to reveal Facebook-ready camera. If snapping photos for your Facebook with your smartphone is too amateur, Canon's got a camera just for you. The company is currently accepting orders on its online store for the Facebook-ready PowerShot N, which is set for a September release. The camera enables one-click sharing to Facebook using a button with the social network's logo using built-in Wi-Fi. And a Pamplona-style bull running begins in the United States this weekend. Americans will soon be running with the bulls at a Virginia drag racing strip. The Great Bull Run is tomorrow, August 24th, at the Virginia Motorsports Park, and will be an American adaptation of Pamplona's San Fermin Running of the Bulls, which is held in June in Spain. You know, mark my words, I have a feeling somebody's going to get hurt at this event. May not happen this year, but it will happen. I don't know. I've been around too many bulls to know that you just don't go around ticking them off, okay? I don't quite understand the tradition. Fire near Yosemite rages out of control. The rim fire raging outside of Yosemite National Park is raging out of control. The fire is one of 50 raging across the western United States. Rim fire threatens hotels, campgrounds, and more than 2,500 structures, and its rugged terrain has proven a challenge for firefighters as well. Ex-NFL player Aaron Hernandez has been indicted for murder. Former NFL player for the New England Patriots was indicted yesterday for murder in the death of his friend Odin Lloyd. Lloyd was shot in June this year. The 23-year-old athlete faces life in prison if convicted. So far, he has pleaded not guilty. And Bradley Manning has announced that he is transsexual. Army Private Bradley Manning, found guilty of the largest leak of classified information in U.S. history, announced Thursday that he is transgender and will begin living his life as Chelsea and using prefers people to use female pronouns. Manning said she wants the world to know who she really is. Manning also said she wants to begin undergoing hormone treatment while in prison at Fort Leavenworth. And in the theaters this weekend, the Mortal Instruments, City of Bones, rated PG-13, debuts as The World's End, also rated R, along with Your Next, which is also rated R. That's a brief look at news headlines. And for more news, we'll switch things over to the CBS World News World Desk. And take things...
Waka waka. Who wants to hear a funny-ass joke?
And take things away from First Cut for just a moment. For Friday, August 23rd, 2013, I'm Joe Haffner.
Yosemite wildfire.
I was freaking out. I've never been in a situation like that before.
President Obama on Syria chemical attack.
What we've seen indicates that this is clearly a big event.
Ohio man back from the dead.
Went from hopeless to hope in an instant.
Good morning. I'm Steve Kathan with the CBS World News Roundup. A fierce battle is going on in the shadow of California's Yosemite National Park. An out-of-control wildfire has put some homeowners and campers on notice. Trevor Crail's vacationing high school group had little warning.
The sheriff didn't even let us go to our tents and collect our stuff. We had to evacuate immediately.
Reporter Nick Janes of KOVR TV is covering.
Firefighters worked through the night to battle the flames. In the last 24 hours, the fire nearly quadrupled in size, spanning more than 99 square miles.
It's like taking a rock, dropping it in a pond, and you splash, and it goes every which way. That's what this fire is doing.
The smoke not only poured through neighboring towns, columns reaching 40,000 feet were visible for more than 100 miles